2 of our automotive archaeology with the Z3, known to man as a part spin. Basically, why they call it a part spin car is because you have an E30 rear end and you have an E36 front. So if you buy a Z3, you have parts for both cars. That's pretty cool. And the car wouldn't start. Like nothing. I turned the key over, no click, nothing. So I'm like, okay, not getting any power to start. Maybe I wired it wrong. You know, it had been a month since I had even worked on the car, waiting for the motor mounts. I take the intake manifold off, injectors, everything off. I make sure everything's tight. It's wired correctly. Pelican Parts, thank you for that, for the wiring diagrams. So that's wired, and I put it all back together, still nothing. So I'm like, alright, I should have tested the starter with the intake manifold off. Why didn't I? I don't know. I really trust this starter because it was working when the car, you know, was running. I wasn't so quick to blame it. Then I start checking my grounds, and guess what? One ground connection is loose. I felt really stupid and really happy at the same time because that was a new mistake. Always check your grounds. It's a ground that grounds out the starter apparently, because it goes from the engine block to the chassis. I didn't know there was continuity from the starter all the way through the block to the chassis, but hey, you learn something new. It's a learning process, it's a project. That's what happens. So gonna button it all up, make sure all the grounds are tight. I need to clamp a fuel line. I think we should be ready to start this thing up, so you guys will be with me in spirit for the first time starting my car in, I want to say, over 3 months. Funnel, radiator, putting in water simply for the fact that since water was getting into the combustion chamber and oil was getting into the water, vice versa, there still might be some water in the cooling system, so I'm gonna run it with that and then drain it and then fill it up with the right stuff. I cranked it over so the engine should be primed, and basically you turn on the heater full blast here, 4 and all the way to hot, and that's gonna basically open up the heater core, which is then gonna start circulating the coolant through every passageway, and slowly, it takes time, but the water will drop. The more you put in it, the weight of the column will slowly start to sink all the way to the bottom, and you want to just finish it off till where it says a cold line, and then you should be ready to start this car. Well, we should be ready to start this car. Who's we? It's only me here, me, myself, and I.
Okay, moment of truth.
Alright, ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long road to get this car back to running condition, but it was hella fun. Just finalizing some things on the car, you know, like a license plate, and making sure we're perfectly legal. But nonetheless, I have to give a huge shout out and a big thank you to all my friends that were here for the engine swap that helped me out. You know, Ty, Eve, Tiff, and everyone else that I can't think of right now. Apologize, but I'm just ready to drive this car already. I want to get on the road, but not so fast. I gotta make some final checks, make sure everything's alright. But man, and a huge shout out to Isaac Rodriguez for the motivation and the support. thanks, man. So yeah, let's do it. Let's go for a drive. So you'll probably see that on an upcoming episode of Crispy's Weekend Garage.